Welcome to Irie Jam 360 News and Sports. I am Scott Wilson. For this news feature and more things Irie, download the Irie Jam 360 app on iPhone and Android devices. Follow us on social media, and you can also visit iriejam.com. In today's headlines, courier and security guard killed in robbery, and in sports, England beat West Indies in St. Kitts. A courier and security guard were killed Sunday morning in what is being described as a brazen multi-million-dollar robbery in downtown Montego Bay, St. James, Jamaica. They have been identified as 61-year-old Canute Earl, a security guard of Norwood, St. James, and 41-year-old Floyd Wilson, driver of Rosemount Gardens, St. James. Police reports are that Earl and another security guard were traveling in a marked Hawkeye motorcar that was escorting Wilson. He was driving a Toyota Hiace van with a passenger aboard. Upon reaching a section of Jared Street, a motor vehicle blocked the roadway and men armed with guns alighted. The assailants allegedly opened gunfire on both the Hawkeye vehicle and the Toyota Hiace van before stealing an undetermined amount of cash. The police were summoned, where both security guards and Wilson were taken to hospital, where Earl and Wilson were pronounced dead. The other security guard was admitted in stable condition. Men killed in Virginia said to have Jamaican ties. Last week, 2 men were found shot to death in Richmond, Virginia, in the United States. The bodies of 36-year-old Marvin Walters and 37-year-old Kenroy Cummings were discovered at the Villas of Oakwood Apartments at about 6:25 p.m. They were partially bound with traces of duct tape, and news out of that state is that the victims were not leaseholders at the apartment and allegedly had ties to Jamaica. Teenagers shot and killed in Portmore. The murder figures continue to climb in Jamaica, with 2 students being shot and killed in Portmore, St. Catherine last Thursday night. Both students, 14-year-old Brittany Allen and 15-year-old David Cameron, who attended Donald Quarry High School, were found on a bed in a room at a residence in the Westchester area. Irie Jam News understands that gunmen burst into the room and opened fire upon the teenagers, who were hit in the head. The police are still investigating. Cruise ship passengers watched dramatic rescue after plane crashes in the Caribbean Sea. It was like the scene from a movie as passengers aboard the Regal Princess cruise ship watched the dramatic rescue of 2 individuals from a small plane that had crashed in the Caribbean Sea. Irie Jam News understands that the U.S. Coast Guard in Miami had sent an aircraft to the site and contacted the cruise ship's captain for help. The Regal Princess was in the area at the time, sailing to St. Thomas, one of the U.S. Virgin Islands. In a video posted on social media, passengers can be seen watching the rescue from a deck on the cruise liner. Over to sports now. 2023 Netball World Cup to be hosted in South Africa. South Africa has won the rights to host the 2023 Netball World Cup. This is history in the making, as it will be the first time the Netball Cup will be held on the African continent. The matches will be held at the International Convention Centre in Cape Town. Molly Rowan, president of the International Netball Federation, said 2 exceptional bids were received from Netball New Zealand and Netball South Africa. She further stated that it was an exciting time for netball, and of course, so says Irie Jam Sports. Jamaica's oldest Olympian has died. It is certainly the end of an era, as Jamaica's oldest living Olympian, Dr. Cynthia Thompson, has passed away. She was 96 years old, and reports are she died at the University of the West Indies Hospital last Friday. Thompson was one of 10 athletes selected to represent the island at its first ever Olympic Games in London, England in 1948. She became the first Jamaican female to make an Olympic Games 100-meter final, where she finished 6th in 12.6 seconds. This after making the strenuous 2-week journey across the Atlantic to London, suffering from seasickness and severely weakened by a loss of weight. Quote, "I feel honored and I feel blessed that I survived some of my colleagues, and I am thankful that I have lived to see the new era of all these champions that we are creating," end quote. Dr. Thompson told a Jamaican newspaper just prior to the 2016 Rio Olympics. England beat West Indies in St. Kitts. The West Indies produced another poor batting display as they were beaten by 8 wickets by England in the 3rd and final T20 International in Warner Park, St. Kitts, to lose the series 3-0. The Windies, who elected to bat, were bowled out for 71 inside 13 overs their third lowest T20 score in history. Only 4 of the Caribbean batsmen hit double figures, as England's David Willey took 4 for 7 and Mark Wood supported with 3 for 9. In reply, England cruised to 72 for 2, with Johnny Bairstow making 37. The result sees the West Indies end the tour on a losing note after taking the Test Series 2-1 and drawing the One-Day Series 2-2. Their next assignment will be an ODI Tri-Nation Series against hosts Ireland and Bangladesh in May, weeks before the start of the World Cup. That's it for your Irie Jam 360 News and Sports. I am Scott Wilson. Pleasant viewing. For this news feature and more things Irie, download the Irie Jam 360 app on iPhone and Android devices. Follow us on social media, and you can also visit iriejam.com.